part of your hypnotherapy work in order to become more effective. Yeah. All right. My objectives today is, firstly, we want to achieve optimum effectiveness in the therapy that we do. Now, so we put in effort, we prepare our script, we get ourselves conditioned, we go through training after training after training, conferences after conferences after conferences, because we want to be effective, right? So for in the very same spirit that many of us here learn NLP, we also learn timeline therapy and hypnotherapy, is because we want to use more tools to be able to become more effective and to be able to cater to a wider variety of problems and needs from our clients. All right, so purpose of this is to achieve optimum effectiveness. Secondly is to coach for faster results. Now, I used to do coaching if I'm only doing hypnotherapy. I used to take like 3-5 sessions in order to help my clients with problems. These days, I'm only taking one session, which is in one sense not that good for business. But the good thing is that I make it a point to give myself an increment every year, right? Like if you work for an organization, you expect to have an increment every year. And therefore, if I'm on my own, I also expect an increment every year. So in other words, I work hard to get better the next time, and always getting better the next time and better the next time, and then exploring more. And this was also part of the reason that led me into the journey of exploring other things, music included, to make my sessions more effective. Right now, how do we get a message into a person? We do that by engaging their senses. Right, hypnosis specifically has a lot of techniques that engage visually, such as eye fixation, pendulum, all right, staring at the spot, and then getting into a peripheral vision state with deep breathing. And now we are engaging them physically as well. And then we say what we say in the way we say it, so that we are now engaging them in their sense of hearing, auditory as well. Some of us may also add in NLP's anchoring at this point, which will be kinesthetic. But here in Asia, I'm based in Singapore. Here in Asia, it gets a little bit difficult because not appropriate. Touches are not appropriate in some cultures. All right, so I want to explore more. How else can I make it more immersive? All right, so next thing I'm hoping to achieve here is to heighten your client's engagement and then increase our visibility, credibility, profitability with a USP. A USP stands for unique selling proposition. All right, a lot of hypnotherapy just do hypnotherapy and that's it. Right, here we are exploring doing more. Here we are exploring about being more effective, and also including music into our hypnosis. I heard Mark mention earlier on that he used music in his hypnosis, so that was wonderful to know. Enhancing your understanding in producing relevant products for ourselves, value add to your clients, your coaching, your therapy sessions, so they become more productive. And I would like to encourage you to start producing content and publishing products. How many of us here publish products or you produce content? Wonderful. So if you publish a book, if you produce CDs and all of that, part of which can become tasking for your clients as well in between sessions. All right. And then I very often get parents who ask me to do coaching for their kids. And these kids are not very receptive towards coaching. They don't want and all of that, and they're resisting and all of that. I sometimes just start off by sending off to them one of the hypnotherapy subliminal CDs, right? Such as, for example, this one that you see, my slides are not moving. All right, yeah, such as any one of this. And I typically start with positive mind and positive results. Okay. Now, as with all hypnosis, right? Most important thing we must do is to have a disclaimer. All right. So as I'm getting into the session talking about hypnosis, this is the disclaimer. Please read and agree to these terms. Okay, no. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. But you do need to put disclaimer when it comes to producing hypnotherapy products or recording hypnotherapy products for your clients. All right. So no, please do not go and read that. I just, create one whole big thing to make you go like, what? Okay. So that's the disclaimer. Everybody has agreed, right? Okay. So I'll start off with the more. More in this case refers to the use of essential oils and hypnosis. Aromatherapy is a therapeutic method on its own. All right. So if you combine hypnotherapy and aromatherapy, then now we are 2 times the power. Okay. There's a UK study that was done where they have selected random groups of people, and they put these people in different rooms and make them take IQ tests. And what happened was that in one of the rooms, they will put rosemary oil, and they will put 5 drops of it, and they will diffuse it and let it, let the scent flow in the entire room. And what happened was consistently they found that the people who were in the scented room score significantly better. All right, according to Herbs Info, just sniffing on rosemary scent and oil can actually increase your memory by up to 75%. So, hey, the sense of smell is not something we normally use when we do hypnosis, right? So this is part of the more. Now, do scents affect our state? Like when you smell something, does it affect your state? Right? Sometimes you walk by a restaurant and then you smell what's coming out from the kitchen, and it brings you back to grandma's kitchen, right? Sometimes we smell something awful, straight away, we are reacting towards it. Yeah. Are scents capable of making people feel more relaxed? All right. So scents would be one of the more that I would recommend and encourage every one of us consider including in your hypnotherapy session, because your clients cannot not smell. They cannot not breathe. And the best part about it is where our nose is situated, right? The moment we take a breath in, it goes straight into the smell brain. The actual term is called the rhinocephalon. All right, so you get straight into that part of the mind, and that straight away make people feel more relaxed when we are using the right scent. All right, so this will also enable us to produce better and faster results for our clients by adding the use of essential oils. So there are tons of essential oil. I think if by name we go by like hundreds of them. So I put together a list of 9 best 4 recommendations for you. All right, first off is lavender. How many of us here likes lavender? Right. I find that generally, about 80% of people find lavender to be quite all right. I do get, most people are okay with it. I do get a couple of people, not many, just a few, that finds lavender smelly. Well, to me, it's just, beautiful and relaxing. Right? Straight away, the image of lavender in a field comes to my mind. Lavender has the effect of relaxing people. So it's definitely good to use when you're running a group hypnotherapy session, hypnotherapy training, or in your trainer's training. It's good for providing comfort, so people tend to feel more comfortable. It's also known to balance the mind. All right, so the mind gets more balanced, people think clearer. And when that happens, they feel more relaxed. All right, so that helps in trance induction. It also helps in deepening trance. Second one is ylang ylang. It's good for rest and relax, and is widely recommended and used to help sleep. Now, in hypnotherapy, one of the words we will use is sleep, and that's when we want them to close their eyes, right? And so when that happens, the use of ylang ylang can actually help people to get into deeper in trance. All right, and those who have sleep problems, you can use ylang ylang just before bedtime to aid and to help you get into sleep. Next one is bergamot. It generally just improves people's mood and make people feel better, right? Chamomile and sandalwood are excellent to remove anxiety and nervousness. Okay, and then geranium, clary sage are good for stress, balances emotions. So it kind of like remove away a bit of the negative emotion in order to create more balance. And the reason it removes a bit more negative emotion to create balance is generally people have more negative emotions than positive ones. I'm a certified trainer in emotional intelligence as well. I know on day one, our first speaker spoke about emotional intelligence. One of the first thing I do when I run a class like that is I'll ask people, over the last 2 weeks, what were some feelings that you have felt? And then I proceeded to write down what they were telling me and all. And quite typically, right, the whole list that I write down on the flip chart, majority are negative emotions. Very few negative ones. Even our 6 or 8 basic emotions have majority negative emotions. Research have also been done and concluded that by the time a child reaches the age of 14, the child will have been exposed to over 80,000 pieces of negative emotion, either through TV or what they're watching or what they're experiencing on a daily basis, whether they're conscious or unconscious, right? So geranium and clary sage is excellent for that. Jasmine is great for depression, right? Peppermint stimulates consciousness, alertness, and uplifting. So if I'm taking a long drive, I typically like to just, drip a few peppermint. Yeah, so that it keeps my mind fresh and alert, because that's a time where I need both my conscious and unconscious mind to be working. I can't be driving, entirely unconscious, especially when I'm driving at high speed, which I love to do. So peppermint helps us to become more conscious, become more alert, become more mindful. Citrus fresh, anything to do with citric, like orange, lemon, they are all great and stimulate consciousness. They are uplifting. Yeah. And frankincense is good for removing negative emotions, enhancing focus and concentration. Yeah. So at this moment, I'd like to ask, how many of you do use any of these 9? You use any of these 9? Who use any of these 9? Right. What's your favorite? Please feel free to type. Yeah, okay. So I see it already. Someone do not tolerate lavender or do not tolerate lavender. All right. Yeah. What's your favorite? What do you use? All right, go ahead. Just unmute.
Clary sage, lavender, peppermint.
Wonderful. Peppermint. Okay. Yeah. I like eucalyptus too. Yeah.
Okay.
I like a mix of eucalyptus and lavender. I find it very, very relaxing, very relieving. I typically would use a couple of drops when I finish a coaching session before I go home, because doing that helped me to discharge and take out and remove away, all the negativity that I was just exposed to, because coaching sessions can be very intense, 1.5 hours to 2 hours of a lot of problems, right? Okay, what other oil?
So is that what you use for lavender, eucalyptus and lavender for, to take away negative energy?
Wonderful.
No, I'm
Wonderful.
asking you. Is that what you said?
Oh, sorry.
Is that what you said just then?
Your question?
Do you use eucalyptus and lavender mixed to shake off negative energy? Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I do. Yeah, it works for me. I think it's also about discovering your own personal preferences. So one of the best thing to do is when we learn something, we pick up a new piece of information that we can use to incorporate into our coaching and therapy to make it more effective, is to try it on yourself. Right? That's why the training that that we all went through, we went through it by experiencing it, by literally doing it and solving real life problems. Yeah. So try it out, see what lights your fire, what works for you. Okay, so we're seeing comments here, lavender and chamomile, wonderful. In fact, they even sell chamomile tea. Love jasmine, rose, and citrus. See, different people like different things, right? Yeah. Okay. Florida water. I have no idea what that smells like. Gotta try it out sometime. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Oh, okay, that's the one you're showing on. Okay, got it. I just drink Harry Potter water. Yeah. My daughter bought this for me. She lives in the UK. She bought this for me and sent it to me last month during my birthday. Eucalyptus. All right, more people liking it. Frankincense. So from what I'm seeing, it seems like that 9 best 4 recommendations are pretty generic, quite across the board. Most people are comfortable with it. Most people do like it. Yeah. Okay, then that's wonderful. Okay, what I'm going to do next is let's proceed to the more. So we had the essential oil earlier on, and now we're going to do using music and more. So essential oil is aromatherapy, hypnotherapy combined. That's 2 times the power, right? Sound existed from over 40,000 years ago. In fact, on a daily basis, we are being hypnotized, yes? Right? Through the advertisement boards, TV commercials that we see, right? But mostly from things that we hear and things that we listen to, right? So it matters what kind of music you like and what you prefer to listen to. Now, so can you imagine, right? Nowadays, pretty often people just put on the Bluetooth earbud or they put a nice high resolution headphones and they're listening to their music and all. And I see many people, they don't just listen and enjoy music generally, but they have their favorite songs and they will repeatedly play their favorite songs. And if there's nobody around, they will be singing along and repeatedly with their favorite song. Guess what's that doing to our minds? What's that doing to our minds? Right? Someone talked about self-talk yesterday. I think was it Terence? I think it was Terence that talked about self-talk yesterday. Right? So that process of singing the same song repeatedly over and over and over again is doing a lot of programming and reprogramming within ourselves through this process of singing it out, through this process of self-talk. Right? So be very mindful about the music that you choose and the songs that it may be catchy, do analyze the lyrics. If you're trained NLP, linguistics, then we probably need to pay more attention on the lyrics. I mean, can you imagine someone likes songs like that and they're repeating, singing along every time they play it and listen to it? I can live if living is with. Can you imagine someone just repeatedly singing things like that? Or I'm more out of love. I'm so lost without. Okay, so do be mindful. And I think for those of us who are parents, do be mindful about what kind of songs and music your kids listen to. So anyway, sounds, music, they create frequencies. Yeah, so at this moment, I want to find out from you, and you can feel free to let me know in the chat box. Do you use music in hypnotherapy, in your hypnotherapy sessions, in your hypnosis? Okay, what kind of music do you play? What kind of music do you play? Quick look. So music. I discovered that the song I hear as a child served as my model on romantic. That's part of the conditioning, isn't it? Right. Yeah, it's creating a lot of subconscious programming, Sarah. Norma, yeah, you use frequencies. Need to tell us more about frequencies because that's what I'll be getting into. What frequencies?
Yeah,
963 hertz. All right.
Yeah, I do different but mostly getting to the theta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Do you just do that with hypnotherapy or do it with other energy works, chakra, meditations?
With hypnotherapy, but if I'm doing hypnotherapy for even if it's a script for energy cleansing and all, I use those.
Okay,
just in the background.
Wonderful.
And I use that the rosemary and clary sage.
Wow. So you're using
Yeah.
you're already using hypnotherapy and music and more and more and more. Yeah. Wonderful. See, the best part about it is I can just bring along my iPad, and the music are all preloaded inside. My scripts are preloaded inside, and everything
I use
is
this
here.
app.
There you go. Oh, you have an
I'll tell
app
you, this Insight Timer.
Uh-huh.
It's an app and it has all those frequencies. So I use that. It just plays in the background.
Right. Those come in the form of tones only or music?
So it's like frequencies and music. But
It's frequency.
there are no lyrics.
Right. And where did you obtain this music from?
From this app, this
Insight From the
Timer.
app, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll write the name of the app also for others if they want to use it.
Yeah, feel free to share. The thing about using app, because these days on YouTube, social media,
I don't use
on
YouTube.
apps, Okay, so YouTube is one of them. There's Spotify, there's apps and all that has music, and many of them even comes preloaded with frequencies, as well as subliminal messages and backmasking. So they're embedding messages into the music and all. It's wonderful because it's free. Two problems that we need to watch out for. One is we don't know what are the messages that are being embedded inside there. So we are playing something from someone we should trust, or hopefully can trust, that they have all the well intentions and they're putting in all the good subliminal messages for us, right? In order to help us produce more effect, just simply by listening to music and getting ourselves into a hypnotic trance state to become more receptive. The second concern I have is they may do it out of good intention, but they may be hypnotists or hypnotherapists only trained in hypnosis, but not NLP. So they don't have the linguistic skills and knowledge to make their suggestions positive, right? So out of good intention, they may say things like, you are no longer fearful. You don't get afraid of rejections. If you're using NLP, symbolic logic, in Master Prac training, you find that there are already a lot of words that are installing negativity. All right, so do be mindful of that, especially when we get it online, when we get it via an app. Unless you have the ability to load it into a software and dissect it and break it out, and go into the specific different frequencies that they're putting, so different sounds they're putting together, exactly what is it that's inside there that you're listening to. So my next best bet would be, let's create it ourselves. So we create it for ourselves. We write our own suggestions for ourselves. We write the specific customized suggestions for our clients. Yeah. Okay, just quickly going through the chat box now. Baroque is good. For Baroque, I recommend looking for Baroque music where the instruments were tuned to 432 hertz. Right? In our modern day right now, we find a lot of people are getting very distracted easily, irritated easily, angry easily. Okay, for one, because they've been accumulating a lot of negative emotions and they haven't done things like timeline therapy, which is a wonderful, in fact, I think is the best technique. When I went through the training in emotional intelligence to become a certified trainer in EQ, the things I learned taught me to accept these negative emotions. I don't want to accept these negative emotions. I want to get rid of them. So when I found timeline therapy, I was like, wow, yes, and so since then it's become part of the repertoire. So Baroque music is good. Find Baroque music where instruments were tuned to 432 hertz. All right, in this modern day world, we have all the telecommunications, the energies, the frequencies, and everything that is going around. And that's creating an impact on human beings. It's making people more irritated, easily getting sick with, we have more medical experts these days. We have a lot of advancements in the pharmaceutical industries, right? And we have so much more, yet we have a lot more diseases that we can't manage, problems that they can't solve. Right? Because, just our environment, and you cannot not be in the environment, right? So all these frequencies are always going around. So already there's a lot of harm that we are exposing ourselves to, because remember, you cannot not smell, right? But here's the other thing, you cannot not listen, you cannot not hear, right? And most of the time it's unconscious. So all these frequencies are coming into people, and it's causing a lot of problems for people. All right, so yes, frequency and some songs selected based on frequencies and brainwaves. Wonderful. Yeah, so select them specifically. Best, create it yourself. All right, subvisual frequencies. That's what I'm getting into. John and Sheridan just mentioned that in the chat box. Using tuning forks. Yeah, tuning forks, you need to know if the tuning forks were already tuned to 440 hertz. or 432 hertz. Right, 440 hertz is what creates a lot of beta, a lot of irritating energy in people. All right, just unfortunately, internationally, all instruments, the note A is tuned to 440 hertz as a form of international standardizations now. That's why I would like to bring your attention to frequencies and to know more about frequencies. Right, I do, Lou said I do differently depending on the clients. I use white sound or relaxing music. Yeah, so what's in the relaxing music? How do you know that music is relaxing? Sounds of nature, probably sounds of nature will be wonderful, recorded in a nice, good environment, because you also probably capture the Schumann resonance, and that is the Earth's heartbeat that creates profound healing effects on people. There's an app called Frequency. Norma just shared that Z app for all diseases. Sometimes I use classical frequency waves or flute. The Z app comes in the form of tones. Wonderful. Insight Timer. DJ Pro for creating the playlists, and for the waves, I use noise. And the songs sometimes help the clients to release emotions. Yeah, some songs can be good. I mean, there are also quite a fair bit of positive songs. And what I do is I collect them and create a playlist. So I play that during my training, especially during the break before and after our classes. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so music is another form of therapy. So now we have hypnotherapy, we have aromatherapy, and we have hypnotherapy. So 3 times the power. Okay, so that will bring me to next about using music. Why is my slide not moving? About using music in hypnotherapy. Okay, so it's not just about using music in hypnotherapy, it's also what and how we use music and frequencies to achieve optimal results. I'm going to share with you some of the different frequencies that are useful, how you can go about looking for them, and how you can actually produce your own subliminal hypnotherapy audio tracks. Would that be something useful for you? All right. Good, because I think from there you can create it as a product that will help you increase your visibility and credibility. You can also be using it for your clients with regard to giving it as a form of tasking for them. All right. So yeah. Oh, Nida, you're very well versed in this. So I'm looking for you to help me along as we go along by contributing more. So she's mentioned 432 hertz is my main to go. Yeah. 432 hertz. Remember, we talked about instruments being tuned, right? Back then was to 432 hertz. And later on moved to 440 hertz because of standardization, because of modern day wind instruments, especially producing the so-called a more vibrant sound. But really, we don't know what the music industry and the music creators are intending when they created music made up of frequencies like 440 hertz that irritates and harm people, coupled with the lyrics that they put in their songs. 528 hertz as well, wonderful. This recent years, teens are driven by getting to a certain state, listening to new age songs, attending frequency party till dawn, without knowing what they are exposed to, and the parents are not aware of what's actually happening. That's so true, and this requires a lot of awareness to educate ourselves and our kids. Yeah, so I think for one, it starts off with ourselves, and then for our next thing, it's also about us sharing this information as you do your training. It's also about you sharing this information with your clients, with the parents. Yeah. Okay, so for me, it all started off with this book called The Mozart Effect about 15 years ago. So what happened was 15 years ago, I had a brain tumor at my frontal and temporal lobe. And of course, on the one hand, I'm seeking medical treatment. On the other hand, I'm using all the skills and techniques that I've learned in NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnotherapy. I did a lot of hypnotherapy. with myself. And then someone came to me and said, hey, you got to get this book, you got to read it, because the Mozart effect, Mozart's music created in that century has been known to cure brain tumor. That's the word used by the person who recommended me the book. And so I picked it up, and that began my journey of learning more about music, and then learning more and researching more into specifically what kind of music and so on and so forth. So all the little things come together is what I'm sharing with you today that helped me to create those products, those subliminal hypnotherapy products. When I have clients who are in a different location that I not feasible for me to be there, when we do online sessions and all that, I can also record and produce this hypnotherapy, subliminal hypnotherapy tracks specific for them, and I can just email it to them, right? So that make it even more convenient and gives you another avenue to provide coaching and to reach out to people who may need your help. Yeah. So Mozart effect got me into music. And then I also got into other things, such as discovering about this research that was done by this Japanese researcher. And this is about the water consciousness. Are you familiar with that? Yeah, the water and then the crystals, how the crystals form when he frees the water, and then under microscope they start studying the music, the water crystalline, and specifically he exposed them to in terms of music, two kinds. But he also showed so where he put the water, he also showed positive images. Yeah. On top of that, he played classical music, and then he played rock and heavy metal music to different groups of water. And then after that, he will freeze it, and then under the microscope, he will study it, and that's what he found. Classical music, they produce beautiful water crystalline, right? That forms like crystal, just like the one you can see on the slide. Very nice and beautiful. For the water that listens or were being exposed to rock music and heavy metal, now, I got nothing against rock music, but I do be careful what I listen to. For those that are exposed to rock music and heavy metal, the crystals were ugly in color. They turn brownish, black, a lot of breaking parts in the crystalline, so the crystallines are not formed and they're not full. Right. So think about this. Besides being exposed to frequencies and sounds, 75% or more in our body is water. So it's not just the sounds, the music that we need to be conscious about when we choose, need to be mindful about, but even the water we drink. So if you have a habit of playing general nice Baroque classical music at home, I think generally the whole atmosphere at home is a lot healthier and it's a lot more positive. All right. And in that sense, I guess your water gets exposed to it as well. So you're also drinking healthy water. Okay. Yes.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, Dylan.
Learning about those frequencies, I'm just want to know that, like, when we embedded script into music, is there like certain script, like get rid of negative emotion, is pegged to a certain frequency so that to give the maximum result, or we can just put whatever script on that frequency, like the 432 hertz, like that?
432 hertz. Okay, in a moment, I will go through some of the beneficial frequencies, just like I recommended 9 best for as far as essential oils and aroma is concerned. I will also do the same with regard to music and frequencies. I will show you what's good, what's better, what's best. All right, and as I said again, the best are the ones that we create for ourselves, because you know everything and you created everything yourself. So you are responsible for your own scripts and all that. Use your linguistic skills to make sure that your entire script is positive. And best is you can actually customize to your specific needs, your client's specific needs. Different clients will come to you with different needs. Yeah. So DNA in frequencies in 1988, a biochemist, Dr. Rain, tested the impact of different music on human DNA. So we have Dr. Emoto who tested water, just exposing the classical music and heavy metal and rock music. And then now Dr. Rain exposed to 4 different kinds of music. He went Gregorian chants, Sanskrit chants, classical, and again, rock and heavy metal. Yeah. And what he would do is he have DNAs, similar DNAs in 4 different vowels that are exposed to all 4 different kinds of music, and discovered that subvisual frequency, and that's what SF represents, have profound mental, emotional, and physical effects in people. Yeah. So here's what I would like you to perhaps listen to. This one is tuned to 440 hertz, the guitar. Second one. Okay, so Norma say it makes your heart rate increase and your chest tighter. Which piece, the first piece or the second piece? The second piece makes your heart rate increase and chest tighter. Okay. All right. So as I mentioned earlier on, right? So 432 is supposed to be the better frequency as compared to 440. All right. So if we're comparing just these two, I've discovered that a lot of us are so used to 440 hertz tuned instrument these days that we actually find 440 hertz more soothing and sounds nicer, whereas 432 suddenly we're not comfortable. Right? Reason being that because of all the exposure over time that of the 440 hertz environment, we become so in tune to it, we don't even realize that they're causing negative effects anymore. In fact, we grow to become comfortable with them. Yeah. So thank you for sharing how you feel, because that allows me to share this particular point. So it's all about retuning ourselves, because we got okay. Do you realize that some clients who are very negative, insist to be negative, became damn good at being negative? Right? So when we get repeatedly exposed to something, over time our brain gets conditioned to it. It no longer bother us and all of that. So we became comfortable with 440 hertz. Right? But what I'm also trying to illustrate here is this: when the guitar was tuned to 440 hertz or 432 hertz, it does not take away the pleasure of listening to music. In other words, the rhythm is still there. Right? So 432 hertz moved my energy. 440 hertz was like what we have been raised listening to as children is coming. Okay, so most of us are getting comfortable with 440 hertz now. All right, that's one of the reasons I wanted to show you this particular piece and let you have a test to it. Yeah. All right. So start exposing yourself and get comfortable with 432 hertz. All right. I know it's very difficult because we don't have control on the music industry. We don't have control of whatever that's going on around in our environment and all of that. So almost everything we are hearing now in modern days are tuned. A note is tuned to 440 hertz instead. Right, 432 hertz is a better frequency for us as far as our mind, our body, and our emotions are concerned. Yeah. So yeah, so that's the bit. I also wanted to show you about increasing. All right, so increasing your effectiveness. Classical music is generally safe. Now, even if you can't find those that are tuned to 432 hertz, they are still generally safe because remember, they still go through the scale, and so some other good positive frequencies do kick in as well. Gregorian chants and Sanskrit chants are beneficial. Baroque music is good. Baroque music tuned to 432 hertz are better. All right, you playing your own music with your instrument tuned to 432 hertz, most wonderful. Yeah. So what's the benefit of the music? Yvette mentioned about ask what is the benefit of the music industry using 440 hertz? What do you all think? Good question. What do you all think? What do you think? Could they be sending a certain message? Conditioning? Conditioning
Manipulation and
people?
conditioning, yeah.
Yeah, manipulating people to a certain way of thinking, because music can install beliefs and decisions. Music arouses emotions. Music can compel action. So think about what this music can do to you. It's influencing you and your mind with your emotions. It's also influencing you with your choices and the things you do. Right? I think for those who have done master prep with spiral dynamics and Claire Graves, you know that we're living in a values level 5 world, right? Values level 5 world is the world where they want money and money and money and more money. And what's one best way to do it? Is to condition you, is to take your money without you realizing that they are taking your money. They make you happy to part with your money for their benefit, not for your benefit. Yeah, Christina, thank you for your comment. Fascinating topic. How about the tonality of our voice? Can this have an impact on us or others? Okay, generally in hypnosis, use a low, gravely voice. Use a low, gravely voice. Milton Ericksonian language patterns. One of the things to speak slower and go lower. All right. You will soon discover that all the salvaggio frequencies that are beneficial are lower tones, not the sharp tones. Okay, so as I said now, your own instruments, recording your own playing, that is wonderful. Music and sounds that you can obtain online that are tuned to 432 hertz. Okay, so you may want to write this down. You can go to tonegenerator.com. Right, when you go to tone, not now, but you can go to tonegenerator.com. When you go to tonegenerator.com, you can actually select and key in the frequencies you want. So you can key in 432, you click play, it will play out the tone for you. Right? So this site is wonderful for you to hear different kind of tones and all. Okay? So it's wonderful for you to listen to how all the different frequencies sounds like. And you'll realize that they are mostly all lower by in pitch. Okay, let me see. Oh, a lot of comments. Okay, unconscious fear equals control. Yeah, manipulation, control. I really relax with Team Jenny's older music. Oh, I got to check that out. Like On the Shores or Castle. Okay, thank you. Now interested what the hertz are. Yeah, okay. You can go to the tone generator, listen to all the hertz, and then you can get into it. I think the only way you're gonna know is to write to them to find out. Unless you have complicated software to dissect everything and pick up the tones. Yeah, fascinated with the current amount of concerts by popular artists. I don't want to mention the names, how the people flock to this concert and willing to spend a lot on this concert, not just spending a lot on this concert, buying merchandises, humming the tune, singing it repeatedly, programming themselves over and over and over and over. Yeah. Okay, we are surrounded with music at malls, hotels, airport. Actually, I did an experiment here before. This was some years ago. What, 10, about 10, 12 years ago. It's about the time when I got my master trainer hypnotherapy. I think it's 2012. A friend of mine just got appointed to be the retail manager and was posted to a particular branch. And then he came to me, and because we got together and go like, hey, how's the new title in the new branch and all that. He said they did not put me in the branch because they needed and wanted to give me a promotion. They put me there because it used to be that the outlet that I was a manager of has the lowest theft rate. This one have the highest theft rates. And so he has to be like, totally conscious and everything. I say, how about we try something like that? So we recorded classical music, and then I recorded a script. And I just repeatedly say, you are a good person. You pay for everything you take. You are responsible. You are good. You are honest. Just this same thing repeated over and over and over again, embedded into the classical music that they're already playing in the retail store. In 2 months' time, it dropped by 65% theft rates. So do subliminal messages work? As far as I'm concerned, absolutely. Absolutely. Nida mentioned, Christina, you have a very calming and stabilizing voice. Was it intentional work? I think regardless of our normal speaking voice, when we get into the mode to hypnotize, we somehow automatically, or at least I find myself somehow automatically, unconsciously just lower my voice. Okay, music sounds with salvageable frequency. So now we are not just talking about having music that is tuned to 432 hertz, but that we are deliberately adding on selected salvageable frequencies. All right. Number 8 best is you have your music online plus your own written script. So you pick the right music, already tuned to 432 hertz, that has a lot of positive properties, coupled with your own written script. Wonderful, because I trust that you'll write a good script for yourself and your clients. And if you're not trained in NLP yet, please take NLP training. Linguistics is very, very powerful in NLP. And then, of course, the best here, top of my list, is when you do get the correct music that's tuned to 432, you add on salvageable frequencies, the right ones, and you add on your script. And then you produce an audio track and an audio product. Right, so that those will be the benefits of integrating and creating your own. So just now I mentioned something called Schumann resonance. Schumann resonance was discovered by Schumann. He found out that 7.83 hertz, or let's just round it up to 8 hertz, is actually the natural Earth's essence. The universe, natural, comfortable, livable, productive, and positive frequency is 7.83 or 8 hertz. So he determined that that's the Earth's heartbeat. All right. So we can align to resonate in harmony with the universe. I think if we want the world to work for us, we must be willing to work with the world. Agree? All right. So if the universe natural heartbeat is 8 hertz, tuning and working with 8 hertz help us to resonate and create harmony with the universe that we are in. His successor later on did more extensive research to the extent of measuring the EEG recordings of the Earth's electromagnetic fields and found out that it's 7.83 hertz, and then also measure human beings. And that's when he prompted a lot of interest. And then a lot of scientists started going into more and investigating more, and they get into salvageable frequencies. Yeah. Okay. So nobody asked why 432 hertz. Why 432 hertz is ideal? Because 432 hertz is 7.83 or 8 hertz times 54 times. The problem with 8 hertz or 7.83 hertz is we cannot hear it. We cannot hear it. Now, even if we cannot hear it consciously, do you think our unconscious mind is picking it up? Now, here's something you can buy, you can purchase. You can go to AliExpress. I don't know if Amazon sells it for like 15, 20 US dollars. You can buy something like that. They have different versions. The basic version is naturally tuned to 7.83 hertz. Leaving this on create that frequency in the environment I'm in. So this is in my bedroom. Yeah, I bought the enhanced version that allows me to reset it, so I can reset it and set any hertz I want. Otherwise, the default is 7.83 hertz. All right, so this is, I think, for 15 bucks is worthwhile for the well-being of the entire family. All right, and I started using this because we faced with personal challenges. My wife was diagnosed with cancer. And so on the one part, I was busy at night, watching out for her. And whenever I can, sitting down, recording a customized, heartfelt hypnotherapy script just for her to recover. And then I started, getting all these other things to come in and help. Of course, she also went through medical treatment and all of that. And she has recovered, and it's been more than 5 years now. Yeah. What she had was non-Hodgkin lymphoma. According to the medical professionals, that cannot be cured, meaning it will come back. But it hasn't come back for years now, right? So yeah, so on a personal basis, one reason why I'm passionate about this. All right, so subvisual frequencies. Time. Okay. We are unbalanced caused by all these high frequencies, electromagnetic fields, increase in distraction, irritation, reaction. People are angry, a lot of diseases, even though we have more experts, right? So what happened is when you tune a musical instrument, right? And you study at 8 hertz, and you go octave by octave. One octave to the next octave means do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And then the next do, that's the second octave. So you go by octave by octave until the C vibrates at 256 hertz and A vibrates at 432 hertz. All right, but not important, just background information. What's important here is the effective and useful frequencies to have. And these are what you want to include in your hypnotherapy sessions or your hypnotherapy audio products that you're going to produce and publish. Yep. Oh, so sweet. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the well wishes. Can we combine Reiki therapy, hypnotherapy? Not going to comment on Reiki therapy. Yeah. Focusing on NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy. Right. All I can say is experiment it yourself. Try it out yourself. Do your own little research and all that, because not everything you find online these days you can trust them, right? AI can generate anything. It's so scary. We put our phones and they're off at the dining table, and we're having a conversation during dinner. Later on, guess what advertisement popped up? The things that we were talking about during dinner time, and our phones were off. We did not start off by doing a Google or search, and therefore algorithm picked it up. But our phone that is off on the table is picking up our conversations. We talked about something. The next thing that happened is my phone started to tell me about it, and my phone started to tell all those ads start to come out. My wife's, all those ads start to come out. All right, so use this frequency, 396 for removing fear and guilt. I think you just need to take a screenshot on this one. 417, undo situations that are negative, facilitate change, good for trauma healing. I've heard several speakers and many of you asking about trauma. So 417 is wonderful. 528, create profound transformation and miracles right till at the DNA level. So I was doing a lot of 432 and a lot of 528 during the time of my wife's medical treatment. And 639 helps to improve and heal relationships and connections with people. 741 hertz, expressions and solutions. You can share more openly with the world your worldly gifts. Because I think we should not just count our gifts and talents, but make our gifts and talents count. Yeah. 852 returns us and improve our access to the spiritual. Okay, and here's a few more. 174, create reliefs, miracles, enhance your luck, money, and remove away negative beliefs and energies. So imagine coupling that with NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnotherapy. And now again, a 432, it resonates with Schumann resonance. It slows down the heartbeat. It's actually more relaxing. So for those of us who are not finding it comfortable, we're finding 440 more comfortable. You need to do some reprogramming because there's been programming that's ongoing. All right. And finally, 963 hertz have to increase positive energy and give clarity. So all of this tone, you can get it online with online tone generator. Okay. And here's what you need in order to be able to produce your own subliminal hypnotherapy audios. A Mac, a PC, a tablet, or a phone. All right, you need a good microphone. Invest in a good microphone because I think the quality of your voice makes a difference to your script. All right, your preparation. So cannot emphasize more. Please do not use AI generated script and use it just as it is. Even if you're using that, use it as a platform, work on it using your linguistic skills. Best is write your own script. All right, there's a lot of free online script, but you can just go and explore and see how many of them are really good suggestions and how many are not good suggestions. Yeah, Maria, just one moment, I'll come back to that. Yeah, so be prepared, write your own script.
I have to remind you about time, please, so that we allow.
Yes, okay, yeah, one more slide, Mark, thank you. All right, write your own script. If you do not invest time to prepare, you will waste time to repair. So write your own hypnotherapy scripts, find and download music, sounds, and tone generators, save them as separate files. All right. Now, there's a few things you need to be careful of. You need to get access to royalty-free music and tone. All right. Otherwise, there's another kind called pay and use. So you can pay, use it for yourself, that's fine. And finally, there's the pay and produce, where you're going to commercialize a product, then please pay for the royalty. Because you wouldn't want people to just replicate and create CDs out of what you have created. Yeah. All right. So these are the 9 easy steps. So I'm all about the 9s. Yeah. Number 1, download the software. I recommend the use of Audacity. Easy to use, but otherwise do whatever you're comfortable with. GarageBand, any other app is wonderful. Right. Open it, select audio setup, start recording your script. All right. After you record your script, import the tone. So the tone that you have downloaded, just put it into that same project, right? After that, you import your music, play back, and check that all are present. And then you do editing by sliding the sound, the speed, and the volume level. So you can bring down your voice to a low volume level and make your voice go even slower so that when you play back, all they hear is and they cannot hear what exactly you're saying, and that made it subliminal. So after you do the editing, just export the audio and save the file. Yeah. Okay, someone asked for this slide, so take a quick screenshot.
Please just allow them to take a screenshot.
Yeah, take a screenshot, and I'm done here.
So I'll just give people a chance to take a screenshot, and I know that is very much
on the frequencies. Yeah.
In the background,
so you don't have to research anymore. You can just use it straight away. Okay, we're done.
We are indeed. So it'll be a very short break for people. Thank you very much, Billy, for your contribution. Thank you, everyone, for paying attention. And I'm sure that you can carry on in the chat like with other people as well. We're going to take a short break.
Yeah, thank you.
Time, and we will start again at 15:15 with Gina. So just a very quick break to go and get some water, come for break, and please come back in just under 10 minutes. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.